welcome everyone to this Installer Scotland and Northern Ireland Festival session. We're going to bring back the Room 102, which we did from earlier in the year when we did our first Installer Festival. So we've got two heating and plumbing engineers here, contestant number one, contestant number two, who are going to pick some things about the job that they hate and then want to kind of flush away forever, see what we did there. So contestant number one, what was your name and where'd you come from?
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you, mate.
I'm Stewarty Martin and I'm from Glasgow.
And what was your company name?
It's Gasfit Plumbing Heating.
Nice. And contestant number two?
How's it going? I'm Mike Stuart from M Stuart Plumbing and Heating in Alford, Aberdeenshire. And
we were meant to have Sean with us today, but he's on holiday or doing something else, so that's okay. So we're going to take his heating installer award away from him. Because Stewarty wasn't prepared, Mike, we'll kick off with you. What was your what was the first kind of bit about the job that you were not too keen on?
The first bit I think is one of my worst kind of things is lofts, and the thing that involves lofts is that yellow, absolutely rancid glass wool that seems to be, you touch it and it just explodes into a million fibers, and that's you just knackered for the whole day. I just despise that, and it makes it even worse in summer when it's about 1,000,000 degrees inside a loft. So maybe just the whole loft experience, if that could just go away.
Well, so we could just we'll just take that away from everyone's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, been that.
What do you think, Stuart? Is that something that, I mean, we see it in the summer all the time, and when it's like mega hot outside and you guys are just sweating one out in lofts, and you're like, oh, thanks a lot, everyone.
That yellow glass wool I'm on about, that early stuff. It's proper, just see it going everywhere. And that's just like you said, I'm sure that's probably going to be worse than glass asbestos.
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting itchy thinking about it.
When you go up in the loft, what is it usually cylinders and stuff you're working on up there, or is it boilers as well?
Header tanks normally. In our case, there's not many cylinders and lofts I've been to up here, but it's normally old header tanks, storage tanks. That seems to be the case up our way.
And is it one of them, whenever they say, oh, it's up in the loft, you're like, yeah, brilliant, here we go.
Yeah, you're like, nice one, cheers.
Yeah, I think that's a rounding yes then, because basically you're going to mark each other's homework. So if Stewarty says yes, then it's in, and then Mike gets to respond on your one.
Yeah, happy with that. That's good. I should have picked that.
Yeah, I mean, it helps if you haven't picked the same thing, but that's fine. So go on, Stewarty, what's your first one that you've come up with on the fly?
It's customer spectating. The old customer over the shoulder, watching you working away, thinking, I could have a go at that kind of thing. Like what's going on just now, a bit of social distancing. Just a wee into the living room.
It must be worse now.
Well, I had a customer just the other day he looked like he was a chemical, biological warfare guy. He had the mask, the hood, the full kit, and everything I touched, he went over with a wet wipe straight away. So it was a gas safety check, took the boiler lid off, put it down. He instantly started cleaning it. I was like, mate, I'm going to pick it up, put it back on in a minute. So he was really starting to grate on me. But even before all this, just the customers looking over your shoulder, it just doesn't sit well. Normally I just say, listen, I don't work well under pressure. You'll need to go away and watch the chase or something. Just stay away.
I'm the same. I'm just like, you'll be able to do this next time, the amount of time you've spent watching my...
Next thing you know, half his streaks disappeared because he did his own gas safety next week.
This is one that definitely comes up a lot on social media, though, isn't it? And like the engineers take like sly pictures of them being watched and all that sort of stuff. But on the customer side, it's quite like when I have people in, you don't really know, because I'm like, right, so the first thing is offer them a cup of tea or coffee, and then some of them take it up, some of them don't. And then you kind of want to leave them to get on with it, but you don't want to, like mess up, or if you want them to. So what's the kind of best thing to do? If you're talking to a customer, what's the best way to act when you guys come in the house?
Best thing to do is nearly burn them with a blowtorch, or just be polite and say you need to go away, or talk to them but hold the blowtorch very close.
I mean, this is a home invasion at this point, isn't it?
The other one is bending 3 meters of 22 pipe in the kitchen with a pipe bender and just start that works as well. There's a couple of things. That's only if the verbal instruction doesn't work, then we need to resort to some sort of dangerous activity.
There is, I don't know what type of person it takes to just stand over you and watch you, because I feel, I know when I've got someone working in my house, I would just want to leave immediately and just let them get on with it. Like,
yeah, definitely.
I just
can't. Coffee.
Yeah, aye. You need anything? No, okay, I'm off. You get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get it for all sorts of jobs as well, or is it mainly just the boiler? Because if you're doing stuff for the toilet, like, do people watch you do that? Because it doesn't seem quite as nice.
Definitely. Doesn't matter what it is. Anything.
There's always that one type of person. Yeah.
They're right there.
I mean, that don't sound fun to me, but yeah, I mean, that's the prerogative, I suppose.
And half the times it's when you're having an absolute mare and he's just right on your back, or she is right on your back, and you're sweating and you're just like, oh my God, can you go away? Or if it's something, a really expensive component or something, you're trying to fiddle with your doctor up and he's just right in your back.
Or you're changing the pump above the PCB and you're thinking, there's still be water there.
No, we say this as well. Have you, did you go on like the manufacturer's tours when they show you kind of how the product's made and it's all really good, and they take you around the factory and you're just like, the guy's like fitting the boiler together or doing this, and you just all kind of wave. I wouldn't like it if somebody came in now and just started watching us do this. I'd be like, thanks.
Yeah. No, I've been at a few of them, and I tend to just like quick, like, oh, how are you getting on, and just kind of move on, like, because you feel a bit weird just standing watching him, just him or her just going and doing their job.
Yeah, we went, one of the good ones, we went on one with Sean, and he was like super interested in like everything, and it was great, but it made the like half an hour tour take about an hour and a half, because he was like, what happens with this, where does this go, and he's like loving it, and the guy was like, yeah, brilliant, showing him, because he was so enthusiastic, but it was like almost too enthusiastic, and you're like, he's got an actual job to do.
That was just in reception.
Yeah, exactly. How does this computer work? No, I think that's a clean sweep in it, definitely. And that is something we see all the time. So customers don't watch people when they come into house and work.
No, it's bad etiquette.
Definitely.
Mike, number 2, please.
We touched on it on the first one to do with glass wool, but asbestos, that I just wish that would just disappear, because half the time you're working old properties and that, and you're never sure. It comes in so many different forms. So yeah, I wish that was just gone completely. So you didn't even have to think about it. Because yeah, that can come back to
I mean, this is actually like asbestos is it's illegal now, isn't it, to put it in? But why is it still around in places?
Oh yeah, old properties. They used it for lots of different things behind boilers, for kind of heat protection and all that. And yeah, insulation all around pipes, insulation around cylinders. There's lots of it up our way, in the back of beyond, the places where people don't see. So yeah, I wish all that was just gone, because half the time when you've got guys out on jobs, you're kind of, it's always in the back of your mind if they actually know. But the thing is, it comes in so many different forms that I'm not even 100% clued up in it. Sometimes you're like, is that asbestos? Is that not? It's horrible. Like, it's.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't get much of that, to be honest.
Yeah, because you're Glasgow, so is it because it's a city centre? Was it they've probably done more of a job to get it out of there?
Yeah, boilers are changed. I mean, you're lucky if you go into a property. There is some, but most boilers are changed less than 10 years. Down here, they're not very well looked after. You'd be lucky if a boiler's been in that length of time. So normally all that stuff's been taken out before we get there. We've got one job on at the moment. They have the old black asbestos tiles on the floor. So, and it's all concrete floors. So the guy that's renovating the place is actually paying a company to come in and take that all away. So that's put that job off at the moment. But other than that, it's been years since I came across it.
Yeah, Mike, how often is it for you? Is it like a weekly thing?
It's not weekly, I would say. There's every month or so, you get a big job. It's normally an estate job, where it's like a big kind of estate kind of house, and you'll go in and you'll notice things, and you're thinking, yeah, this is pretty old. There was one job in particular, like I said, the cylinder was all insulated in asbestos. All the pipes were lagged with asbestos. So it was just like, oh no, stay away from there.
Run fast.
Yeah, basically. But then
you can keep the money. I'm getting out of there.
yeah,
I think that automatically goes in because it's already been banned. It's like an automatic, like, yeah, that's in.
Yeah.
It's the consequences of it when you find it as well, though, because you're thinking this place is going to get shut down. Oh
Yeah.
no, it's going to go radio rental here just shortly. So yeah, it's a bad one.
No, it's horrible. Like I just wish it would disappear.
Yeah, Stewarty, clean sweep again.
What's that,
What's your number 2?
Number 2 is a bit of a bugbear for me. It's the old shoes off. Can you take your shoes off? Or people that don't let you in with their boots on. So if you're wearing your steel toe cap boots, they automatically think, I don't know, you're a builder and they're bogging and they want them off at the door. So the problem with me is I've got quite big feet, unfortunately. I've got size 12 in the blue bag overshoes. It doesn't happen. By the time I get into the kitchen, they're bust. So that annoys me. That needs to go.
Yeah, do you get this, Mike? Because I sorted you out with some decent shoes, don't I?
Well, I'm maybe a bit polar opposite here. That's probably the first thing I do is I just launch my beats. So I don't know where to go here. Like,
oh no, he's ruined it.
You don't have to agree.
It's different. Europe, it's kind of like farms and stuff like that, isn't it? So, is it?
Well, there is, but the first thing I do is I just instantly take off my boots at the door. Like, and even if they say, "Oh, keep your boots on" or whatever, I'll still take them off.
It's dangerous.
You don't look happy, Stewarty.
No, I'm gutted with that.
What is there other ways around it other than the kind of blue things? Is there anything else you can like just chuck dust sheets down before you enter the house? Doesn't really seem to work.
I think there's like kind of big overshoe rubber type things.
Yeah.
I've not really looked for them. I seem to just try and keep my boots good, and I know when I've got 2 pairs, so when one's been on an install, they've been under the floor and they're in a bad way, I'll resort back to my second pair, and then I'll give those ones a clean. So I make sure that my boots are clean. So as soon as I get to somebody's house and they go, "Can you take them off?" and I'm thinking, these are immaculate. I've cleaned these. So I do get some of their points, but it's normally the customers that you think, what's happened in here? The carpet's bald. You can see the lines where the floorboards are. And
if somebody said to me, "Can you take off your shoes?" and you look around the place and there's like not a thread on the carpet, then I'd maybe be a bit annoyed. But normally the houses I get into are pretty decent nicks, so I'm just like, oh, I'll just take them off anyway. But working in a job where I'm there for like a week or two, I'll have boots at the door and I'll have my trainers in my van and I'll put my trainers on inside. They'll be like absolutely mint and I'll just be walking about. But obviously we'll have dust sheets down as well, but I normally try and keep a pair of trainers, really clean trainers for kind of the house.
How often do you reckon? How often do you reckon you get asked?
It's not. I would say maybe twice a week. A bad mood twice a week. It's not too bad. But normally it's the customers that the carpets are that bad that you're worried for the life of your socks. And I've done it once. And it was a leak I was going to. And by the time I got to the kitchen, I'd walked up the hall and the whole carpet was soaking. So my feet were soaking. I was like, nah, I'm never doing this again. The boots don't come off.
Yeah, so, see, then you're back to the Andy Gibbs getting wet conundrum, aren't you?
Exactly, wet feet.
Yeah, I mean, that's straight home, isn't it?
Aye, that's your day done.
No, I'm gonna put it in because not a lot doesn't go in, to be honest, as you probably would have noticed. But yeah, it's just I'd kind of leave it to discretion, innit? Like again, if people are coming around, I'd make sure the house was clean, and then I kind of leave it up to you guys. And then if you do tread stuff around and all that, it's a bit annoying. You hoover it up afterwards, I suppose. But yeah. Are yours, Stuart, are yours all customer based as well? Is it just put customers in there in general?
It's just heading that way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right. Should we do your third one then, Stuart, or should we go to Mike for the final one?
I think we'll go to Mike because I'm still working on my third one.
Yeah, good. Mike, you're up. Prepared, Mike.
My third one has got to be drain valves. I still fit drain valves, but 9 times out of 10 you go to a job and there's old drain valves and you go to drain it down and they don't work. And that's just an absolute bugbearer. Trying to get the washer out and nape it water out of the flare is just a nightmare. Until somebody designs something better, but I don't know.
Interesting. Stuart?
Just all drain valves in general.
What's that?
What drain valves do you mean though? Just all? Any?
Well, just drain valves, yeah. Actual drain valves.
I love it. Mike's is just 3 very specific products. And then Stuart is like, I don't like it when people tell me to do this. I don't like it when people tell me to do this.
Just got a serious problem with authority.
Yeah, there could be that, yeah. Go on then, what's your third one, mate? Come on.
I was hoping it was going to come to me quite quick there and it never. So I don't know.
You got carte blanche, mate.
I'm completely winging this third one. Governing bodies, maybe.
Yeah, see, that's a good one.
Is that popular, no?
Well, it's the old. You've got it's especially because in Scotland you've got different laws and stuff to the rest of the UK anyway.
Yeah.
You guys, the Scottish legislation seems a lot further ahead, but then that's probably more kind of hassle for you guys as well. So it's an interesting one.
It's kind of paying people a subscription, if you like, or whatever it is we do, and we give these people money, and then I don't think we get much back as installers for what we pay for. I don't think we get help as such. I just feel as though we pay a subscription to do the job that we do and don't really get much back in the way of anything else for it. We can phone these people with issues and everything seems to be a grey area. It's like, oh, it's up to you. Whereas you want somebody to be kind of black and white and say, no, you need to do this, or yes, you can do that. Things like that.
Mike, thoughts?
Yeah, no, I suppose us being involved in a few of them, I would probably agree. Like, there's always that, just exactly like you said, the black kind of grey area always seems to be. Just you're looking for a definite kind of yes or no.
Definitive answer.
Yeah.
What about the things like you had like Green Deal a few years ago, and then in the mainland we've got this Green Home Grant scheme that's like tried to start a bit of a gold rush that might be coming up to you guys, might not be, and all that sort of stuff. What do you think of these kind of like consumery based ones? Do you ever see anything from that, or does it do any good? Or
I saw the Green Deal one where these ridiculously installed boilers started appearing everywhere that I think the apprentices all just got a hold of them to do. I think while the engineers sat in the van and drank beers, some of the installations I'd be very surprised if any of those boilers are still working. There is no way. Ridiculous installations, really, really bad. So I don't think much good comes of those schemes. There's maybe some people that benefit from them, but in the long run, there's no way those boilers have lasted.
There's a lot of that schemes went on up here, and they were putting in free boilers here and there and everywhere. And yeah, like you said, it was absolutely shocking. They would turn up and probably do it in a day, There's just pipes everywhere. Your boiler, there was normally outside boilers, and the boilers were sitting about a metre away from the outside wall. And there was just like, and you were just like, what is going on here? And inside was the walls, inside the walls were just littered with pipes. Just horrendous.
Flung
Do you ever get any? Do you ever get the customers fired up, being like, "Oh, I've seen this, or I can get £100 off this, or £200 off this"?
I had one tonight on the phone. Can you ask Stuart if £900 all right for a certain boiler with a free certain internet start? Like, wow, from a central heating outlet, we'll say.
What was the answer to that one?
A Mr. Heating outlet. It was a no. It was just a swift no.
No, I think that's it. I think that goes in as well. Mike's in complete agreement.
Definitely. Not bad for just shooting the cuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. I thought, to be honest, I thought you'd have loads. I was like, Stuart will love this. But yeah,
no.
if you never watched the program, then it's a bit more difficult. That's not bad for 3 off the top of your head.
No.
It was good because when we did it with Forbesy, he was like, "Oh, I like everything so much. Like, there's not 3 things that I don't really like." And then as we did it, he was like, "And this one, and this one. Oh, and that's a good one as well. And this one." And he's like messaging us afterwards, like, "And this, and this." Like, oh no, we've opened the floodgates now.
He's probably still sitting in his lazy boy going, "In fact, you know what? I really don't like that either."
Yeah, it's still on record, mate. It's been going for like 3 months. He's just really been pulled out. Ideal, lads. Thank you very much for joining us.
No worries, Joe. Thank you.